It is good to be here. Give me a one if you can hear me and see me well. Yes, beloved. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, Amlets. To the moderators, please check your email. You might receive something. I don't think I sent it to everybody else. The moderators, check your emails. You might see something for me. I just sent something to the moderators. Please check your email. Yes, baby. What is it? Yeah. What's going on? All praises, all praises. My apology. Whoops, sorry, I gotta bring this thing right here. Forgive me, brethren. You might see you might heard people out there and then loud talking, loud music and stuff like that. And then you're going to hear people. Okay, so yes. The moderators, please check your yeah, if you got an email for me, that's for you. If you haven't received it, I may not send it to you yet. Probably forgot all about it. So you may want to send me an email with the subject moderator in it if you are a moderator. Okay, just put the email moderator in the subject and I will send it to you. For those of you who receive your email, this is your duty. If you wish to fulfill it for the Most High. Beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, we are going to study the book of the Prince of the House of David. Now, who is the Prince of the House of David? Now, who is the fellow that wrote this book? Engram. This book was written back in the 1800. I believe it's somewhere around 150, 160 years old. Okay, this is an original copy. All right, that's as much as original you can get this book. Okay, this is a very original book. Okay, so what that is a story between a father and her daughter. Well, I would say between the daughter and her father. She was going to go to the former glorious city, if you catch my drift. Our former glorious city. If you know the name of this city, put it in the comment board. Uh, this book, if you can find it anywhere, buy it. It's a very, yeah, it's a very fragile book, okay? And all the bottom, it's been messed up, and we have to keep it in a plastic bag for keeping it from deteriorating. Thank you, Linden. Jerusalem. She was coming from Egypt to go to Jerusalem. Her father was like some kind of governor in Egypt, okay? And then the father sent her to Jerusalem. And while she was in Jerusalem, she was sending letter to her father, and father was sending letter to her. Which one of you are familiar with this concept? We studied this when those are behind the scene things that were happening that's not recorded the way that it is in the Bible. Okay, so remember when Abbasis went to Jerusalem? Well, back then they were called it Judea. When he went to Jerusalem or Judea, when he went to Israel, with his crew of somewhere. He went with 800 men. He was just passing through. The brother was just passing through our city, and that was the most high point all along. That's why, brothers, and that's why when the Most High do something, we don't know why he did those things. We have to wait until the end so we will understand why he did this. So J.H. Ingram is the author. Okay, J.H. Ingram, he's the fellow that he didn't write this book, brother. He put it together. Okay, they are a bunch of letters. Okay, they are letters that was going from the daughter to the father, back and forth. Okay, the daughter name is Adina or Adina. Okay, Adina, Adina. So it's like it's a derivative of the word Dinah. Okay, Dinah, the 13th quote unquote daughter of the 13th daughter of Jacob, the 13th daughter of Israel, which they always confuse as the 13th tribe. Okay, that was a Jacob has 13 children, 12 men and one woman. If you read the book of Jasher, you will know who Dinah is. You will know the story. Okay, this is like wow. So Dina, Dinah, whatever you want to call it, Adina, Adina, we're good. So she's heading over there. As some of you know, okay, this is not my book. I didn't come up with this. I have no idea what's in this book. I stopped maybe probably around age 50. One thing I ever do, I never read the whole. When I'm starting a book with you guys, I don't read it and then bring it to you. We read it together. If I stop there, that means you stop there. Every time I read a chapter or page, I make sure I stay on the same pages that you are. We are in all books. When you're study, you are going to make mistake. The mistake is the blueprint to get to the truth. The mistake, the error, or the blueprint and the compass to get to the truth. You will know why you thought that was true because that's what they taught you. Once you start going to certain book, you're like, wait a minute, why are people were doing this thing back then? I thought the camp say this is illegal. I thought the camp say you're breaking the law when you do this. I thought the church say this is witchcraft. And you will understand like David were doing those things. Our people were doing those things. All right. We will go, brothers, to the first few page. We will go to the first chapter, and we will see, beloved, how our people was during the time of Yahushua, during the time of the last prophet. Again, brothers, this is the last prophet from the Bible, aka you know who. This guy was the last guy who came with the great reveal, which is going on. A lot of these pages going on right now. Okay, so beloved, if we made a mistake, if I say something, you check it, and then it turned out to be not true or there's a mistake. Hey, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is I'm getting from this book. I don't know how to read. I don't know how to write. Whatever is gonna come out of my mouth, it's gonna form this and from the Most High and whatever things that beaming into my head. I have no idea. Brethren, let us begin. This is page We will begin in page. Okay, there's a few pages of this book that is missing because it's 120 something years old. If somebody can find when that book was published, The Prince of the House of David, by J.H. Ingram, find out when it was published and how old is it, because it's quite old. Okay, and I have to be very delicate with this. Now, okay, so we'll begin in page 13. Okay, letters from Adina to her father. Okay, this is the letter she's writing her father. Is it 120 years old? We have to make sure if the book is 100. If you're 120 years old, then the 12, that's why the Most High released those books unto us. All right. Now, let us begin. This is page 13. Now, this is Adina going to Jerusalem, the former glorious city. Her father, excuse me, her father is, give me a second. Jaden! Jaden! Where's that kid, man? I can hear that kid stuff very loud. Give me a second. Oh, my back. Jaden! Jaden! Yeah, stop washing your teeth with this thing. You are allergic to it. She's allergic to sugar. Oh boy. Again, forgive me, things like that going to happen. Now, brethren, we are on page 13. Adina is going to the former city, the glorious city, to Jerusalem. This is her first time being here. Okay, she never been here before. Her father was there. So the book was written in 1856. How old is that? From 1856, you were still in slavery when this book was written. From 1856, you were still in the plantation going hardcore into Jacob's trouble while those people were writing this book and reading your story and finding way to put words to remove places and change things. When you wake up, you won't know this book was talking about you. From 1856 minus 2021, 165 years old. Okay, which is again 12. 1 plus 6, is that what that is? 11 or 12? 166, 165. Over 100. Yes, 165 years old. Okay, so that's what that is. When you were hardcore chattel slavery, brothers, those people who wrote that book, they had all your record. They know everything that was going on. All right, they know every single thing that was going on, and they knew who you were. Don't let those people telling you that, okay, we didn't know who you were and stuff. We just find out. They know who you were. Okay, they know who you were. So 165, 1 plus 6 plus 5 equal 12 tribes. This is one. Is the If you take it as it is, brothers, I am not making this up. This is not something that I'm making up. Okay, so this is a very precious book unto us. There are certain things that you're going to read here. It will connect with the Bible. A lot of you, if your Bible only, you can't be here, and a lot of them will connect to the Book of Mormon. Okay, let us begin. This is her writing to her father, and this is what she said. My dear father, my first duty, as it is my highest pleasure, it is to comply with your command to write you as soon as I arrive at Jerusalem. And this letter, while it conveys to you an intelligence of my arrival, will confirm to you my filial or filial obedience. So the father ordered her. He commanded her, say, once you're about to reach, or once you get to Jerusalem, because the father's in Egypt, she was raised Egyptian. Now you got a daughter, okay, of the Mosai, who was raised in Egypt. She know nothing of Jerusalem. She know nothing of Yasharallah. This is her first time visiting. Again, she was born and raised over there. I will not fail to write you by every caravan that leaves here monthly for Cairo, okay, or Cairo. Okay, Cairo is the capital city of Egypt. This is where they start to swagger jack things, okay? All right. So now back then, brothers, you have to understand they did not have the express that we did. When people are riding, they may reach the city today, you receive words a month later, because they have to send the papers through the caravan. The caravan were the so-called UPS, the postal office. The caravan, they used to call, they are the messengers. Through the caravan, you will find people that will receive money from you to deliver sticks. That's what they used to call them back then. The sticks or the letters, the books, okay, that they will have. So if you find a caravan, in this caravan, you will have like messengers. Those people are highly respected, and they dress of a certain way that if you see a messenger, it will be a capital offense, brothers, to kill this messenger or to even hurt this messenger. All messengers are sacred. That is why, till this day, it is a federal offense to take somebody's mail and open it. Is that what that is? I think is it still, you go to jail, right, if you open somebody letter, or you can beat the crap out of the mailman or the mailwoman, nothing gonna happen to you. But if you open the letter, you look into, you do something, and stuff. That's why the term, yes, don't shoot the messenger. A misdemeanor, is that what that is? It's you can go to jail. Something can happen to you if you mess with this. So, in the midst of those caravan that going back and forth to cities, they will ask. They will have they will have a sign and say, "I'm going to Cairo. Anybody want anything to Cairo?" And then they will say, "Okay, I want to give this to my father. He live in Cairo. This is his address." And then he said, "Okay, that would be like 2 shekel. That would be 1 shekel. That would be 10 shekel. Okay, shekel was the money that they used back then, and they will pay. All right. Sometimes they have stuff, heavy stuff. They will put in there. They will ship there. Okay. Sometimes somebody will buy a bunch of slave and then ship those slaves through the caravan, and then they will go wherever the caravan is going. It depends. The caravan may not go straight up to Cairo, but it's going to a city near it. When it gets there, they will find another service to send it over there. The caravan were another word, transporters. They were transporting things from one place to another, and will take weeks, months, sometime a year for somebody to receive something. It depends where you stay at. So that's what was going on. Anytime a caravan is passing, all sort of exchange is going on there. I will not fail to write you by every caravan that leaves here monthly for Cairo or Cairo. And if there are more frequent opportunities, my love for you, dear Father, and sympathy for you and your separation from me will prompt me to avail myself of them. What she mean by that? If there's any more opportunity, for instance, if there are caravan leaving for Cairo, but there is like somebody that going to Egypt, and that person is your friend, and say, "Hey, I'm going to Egypt. You want me to go over there and excuse me. You want me to go over there and do something for you. They get let me get this right quick. Give me a second, beloved. All right. Oh boy, I forgot all about this. My apology to the others. This is how clumsy I am. Okay. You know what? Okay, I see. I call this thing book. Trying to send a quick email here. Right? There you go. Okay. 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 All right. There you go. My apology. I had to do this right quick. So you might want to give it to that person so that person would go over there and then give it to the people. So I just give something to the people that just emailed me. My journey hither occupied many days. Rabbi Ben Israel says 17, but although I kept the number up to 10, I soon become too weary to keep the account. When we travel in sight of the sea, which we did for 3 days, and I enjoyed the majesty of the prospect. It seems so like the sky stretched out open the earth. I also had the good fortune to see several badges, which the rabbi, okay, badges are like boats, like a certain kind of boats, okay, which the rabbi who was always ready to gratify my thirst for information and for me were women, not a woman though, the woman, okay, the Catholic woman, the woman army, the scumbags, okay, is that what that is? Woman, the woman Gali is bound, some to Sidon and others into the Nile. And after one of these latter, as it was going to you, I sent a prayer and a wish. So she said barge, okay, a barges. So not badges, but barge. Excuse me. So she's going to the city. She's being accompanied by Rabbi Ben Israel, another brother. So while she was this wise rabbi, again, I know, brothers, please don't be sending me email. Biglevi, you seen you say the word rabbi. How should I say don't say that? That's what the book say. So this guy is a rabbi, a well respected person, a well learned person, not a hesh person. He's a Levite. He's one of our people. Okay, so he's with Adina. Adina, he's showing Adina around, and then Adina was asking, "So how long is gonna take us from Egypt to get to Jerusalem?" She said, "He said 17 days," but she said she'd been counting, but it's been 10 days. But she'd been very, very, very tired because the travel is pretty far. Okay, so and they've been traveling by the sea. Now she got to the coast. You know, that's how you travel back then. You travel through the coast of the sea so you won't get lost. Even if in the book of the pillar of fire, excuse me, when Moses was going to Midian, okay, when Moses was coming from Midian and going to Egypt, so they were always travel by the coastline. When you're on a boat, you never travel in the middle of the sea. That was unheard of. People never travel in the middle of the sea. If you want to go from here to London, you have to travel and follow the coast of the sea, going to all the way to North Pole until you reach London, or go all the way to South until you reach London. That is why, because the middle of the sea is very dangerous. When the Mossad activated the ley line, you could not travel because the storm and two certain form of life that is under the water, certain creature you really don't want to meet. And certain of them, we are about to meet them right now. And she saw some boats, some barges, the woman army. That's when we were under the occupation of the woman till this day, the so-called United States, everybody else. Stuff. So some of them were going to side in, and some of them were going to order the night. She said a prayer. Just as we were leaving the seashore to turn off into the desert, I saw a wrecked vessel. It looked so helpless and bulky, with a huge black body all out of the water, that it seems to be like a great sea monster, the behemoth. Stranded and dying, and I felt like pitying it. You see what's going on here, brothers? Through the time of the woman, the occupation, the slavery, the beginning of all those stuff, of our trouble, well, the middle of our trouble over there, our people were still talking about beast, sea monster. And she saw a ship, a giant, bulky, black ship. That's what her eyes saw. She said, there's a big ship there. It looked like one of those sea monsters, like my dad would tell me. The behemoth, look at it, it's so black and big. Half of itself is out of the body. She saw this giant ship. Beloved, to compare a ship to one of those monsters, that freaking ship was big, man. Which shows you our people back then used travel, and she must have saw a freaking aircraft carrier. And this is not the first time, brothers, we encounter people describing those ships are massive. Remember, in the book of the Pillar of Fire, Sesostris encountered pirates. He encountered the Egyptian Navy. And the Egyptian Navy has ships that are like 4 to 5 poop decks. Like not stairs, like it's stages. First 4, 5, 6. Giant ship. Those are giant aircraft carrier. You know how big a freaking aircraft carrier is? She said, I see this giant ship. And she felt pity for it. She said, it looked like a monster that got stranded on the land. This thing is, wow, that's a very big ship. The ship was so big, she attributed to one of the biggest sea monsters. Yeah, those are 4-story high ship. This is a very big ship, man. Okay. The rabbi gave me to understand that he had to come from Alexandria. Alexandria is a city in Egypt, okay? Alexandria, what the hell? Alexandria is a city in the middle of Egypt, the desert. The freak, you need a freaking giant freaking boat or vessel or ship to come over there. You see, this is why you start seeing all those crap they have in the Middle East. Is a bunch of... The rabbi gave me to understand that it had to come from Alexandria, laden with wheat, bound for Italia. What? What is this? You got a giant ship. Listen, laden or laden. Where am I? It came from Alexandria, laden with wheat, bound for Italia. So you have a giant freaking cargo ship filled with wheat and stuff coming from Alexandria in Egypt that's going to Italy. Where they do that at? How? Through the desert? Where was that? Italia? What is this? Where's this Italy? How are you going to travel from Africa to Italy? How? And back then they told you people don't travel in the middle of the sea. It's too dangerous. There are certain things in there they really don't. She already told you. She saw this. Wait, is that behemoth? There are certain things in the sea, the most I put them there, you can't travel there. That means whatever Italy that you have over there is fake as a $3 bill. Mm-hmm. And been cast ashore in a storm. How terrible a tempest must be upon the sea. I was in hopes to have seen a Leviathan. This is what she said, brother. She said, listen, how terrible a tempest must be upon the sea. I was in hopes to have seen a Leviathan but was not gratified in the wish. That means all those ships, all those giant ships, that when they crash, they know what happened to those things, man. They know there is certain beasts in the sea that are anointed by the Most High. Put it over there. If any ship that are passing on, if you're not a Viking, you cannot pass there. If you're not from the tribe of Dan, you cannot go there. The tempest will get you. The Leviathan will get you. She said, I had the hope of seeing a Leviathan. Guess what? Because the Leviathan in that day were very prevalent. You could see a Leviathan all the time. But because of the whole occupation, the Most High told the Leviathan and the behemoth to go deeper, rest there, and I will call you when the 400 years is over. Somebody just sent me a video, and I laugh. Some of those camp right now out there are starting to look into what's going on. What happened in this video, one of those camp that always put them their camp before anything. They worship men in their camp. So now they are starting to see the Most High is in the midst is working. They're starting to see that, wait a minute, this, I don't know about that Jacob trouble. Let's put that thing on hold. The video was talking about a TikTok video of a guy that swagger jacked us. Okay, that guy, you can clearly see the guy, he swagger jacked our people. He swagger jacked what we've been saying here. And then the video, the title of the video is like, the Most High has released the Leviathan. Since when you keep trust in things like that? You guys always like saying, well, those things don't exist. It's the white man put them in there. They don't exist, okay, stuff like that. So the video is titled, the Most High has released the Leviathan to put fear in the world. And they are just finding out about this. We've been talking about the Leviathan from about a year and a half. The Most High gave us this knowledge. If you find, we have the video where we showed you where the Most High allow us to see the Leviathan head and the tail of this beast that we saw in the video that we have in our channel is bigger than the whole island of Manhattan, the whole New York island. If the Leviathan flip its tail, it will crush the whole island of this thing is over. A little bit, the tip of the tail, just the tip you see, is somewhere around 500 miles wide. If you don't want to believe this, I don't know what to tell you. That's what that is. So those of you who saw this video, we bring this video multiple times where the Leviathan poked his head out. You can see this thing, the head of this thing is like the state of Florida. It popped up his head, and they saw, and they know what it is, and they cut the feed. Okay, so now because of this thing is loosened, brothers. It's loosened. If you see the video, some of you will say, Big Levi, that's not what that is. That's science. That's just glass. And some of you, and the people that saw it, they saw it, they're like, that thing strike fear in my heart. I'm like, holy hell. Oh, hell no. Hey, whoa, yo, no. Not me, man. Not, you might as well put a bullet in my head. That thing is so huge. If you can find, there's a lesson called Leviathan, a Nimrod, all that stuff. This is like a year ago. We were studying, the Most High were revealing things unto us. And then why I'm going into this, because the video, the guys thought they are swagger jacking our stuff, the Gentiles. These Gentiles in his TikTok was saying, oh, the U.S. Navy take a picture of a creature that they found. They take a part of this creature, they find a picture, they put a bootleg picture there, and we know those people are seeing things down there. And in the picture, brothers, you saw this thing is bigger than the submarine, and submarine is really huge. They're really big. And the video, the guy showed the TikTok guy, which is a Gentile, saying, they are hiding this. This is the beast that they are seeing. And then he said something straight out of the Most High mouth that put in us. He said, remember a couple months ago in Indonesia, there was a submarine that sunk when they found this submarine, brothers and sisters, for those of you who remember when we were making this, bringing this story to the people, this submarine was break into 3 parts. Do you know what kind of power it takes to break a submarine? Do you know what force it takes to hit a submarine, to break this submarine in 3 parts? Not 1, in 3 parts. This thing is shredded in 3 parts, brothers. What could possibly did this? We told our people, everybody that saw it, that have the spirit in it, and say, yes, that was a holy beast. That's the Most High pit bull, to put it this way, because it says in the book of Job, it's the Most High plaything. It's the Most High pit bull. And brothers, when they show you the submarine, it is shredded. When they show you, they had, this thing had 53 passenger soldiers in there. None of them survived. Guess what? When they showed you the footage of the people that was inside of the submarine, when they realized what was out there, they could not kill it. They were singing, playing. That was the last video they find of them. For those of you who are in the military, for those of you who are in the Navy, you know exactly what's happening here. You know exactly what's going on. If they have camera inside of this submarine that can monitor the inside of the camera, you better believe they damn sure have camera outside of the submarine to see outside. High-tech technology. Don't listen, don't watch those movies. They're always looking to some radar. Oh, I can see outside so dark. Man, we have to look to this radar and stuff. No, they got high definition, high-tech cameras outside. They have the footage. They saw what destroyed this submarine. This thing cut this submarine in 3 parts, brothers. When they show you the life vest that the soldiers were wearing, it is shredded. What could possibly do something like this, man? And what kind of animal? Listen, this was not an accident. Man, I'm going way too far into this, but this was not an accident. You don't hit a target 3 times in an accident. When you get into an accident, you don't hit the same spot 3 times and book in 3. It's a freaking submarine. It cannot hit 3. The thing is shredded. Do you know the force? Even if a submarine was going full speed, this would have never happened. And they weren't going to full speed. They were exercising torpedo. We know you are trying to kill this thing down there, or you stumble upon it, or you were going to kill some of the Most High children somewhere in Papua New Guinea, and the Most High sent his pit bull to shred you. Do you know what force it takes to bite into something and then shred it? Have you ever seen a dog, a pit bull, biting into something and then and shred this thing? That's the kind of force this thing encounter. And then you hear the Gentiles repeating what we are saying, and then not giving the Most High credit and saying mythical creature. It's say, oh, we know this happened in Kabbalah. No, you don't. You swagger jack the Most High servant, and you need to give the Most High full glory and full credit. Oh, brothers, when you're watching the news, you're like, wait, you guys are catching up now? All praises to the Most High. Boy, let us move it. It took me a very long time to make a point. How terrible a tempest must be upon the sea. I was in hopes to have seen a Leviathan, but was not gratified in the wish. She was hoping to see a Leviathan. Brothers, if you have a sister which is here, she has hope of seeing a Leviathan. He cannot be a mythical creature. If she had the hope of seeing a Leviathan, it could not be a myth. Well, myth means word of mouth. Indeed, it's a myth. It's a word of mouth. People see it, they report it. She had a hope. She wanted to see one because people see them all the time. But when the woman, the Messiah allowed the woman to come in our land, he told the Leviathan to stand down for 400 years. Once they start going out, we already told you, you won't be able to fly. You won't be able to go up on the sea. The Most High is going to bring you up on a land. You will never be able to come here in the fourth part again. You can't. Your aircraft carrier is like a toothpick for the Leviathan. The biggest ship you have, it's like a regular pill. Like a regular pill, you take a sleeping pill. That's just like a regular medicine pill for the Leviathan. Just it's like a grapefruit. It's like a one of green grapefruit. The Leviathan get the biggest ship that you have, like a grapefruit, and then go inside of inside of the mouth of a toddler, and then he will crush it just like that. So how big and massive this thing is. The good rabbi, who seems to know all things because he was a Levite, he was well learned, who seems to know all things, told me that the seldom appear now in the Middle Sea, but are seen beyond the pillar of Hercules on the world's end. This is a nail in the coffin. You know what the rabbi told her? And she said, I want to see a Leviathan, rabbi. He said, oh, they don't come here anymore. You have to go in the deepest part of the sea to the pillars of Hercules where the world ends. That doesn't mean the world ends, brothers. It's a figure of speech. That means you have to go to the deepest, the furthest place to see them again, because the Mosai has told them to move and stay over there. That's like you telling your pit bull, hey, sit down, lay down, sit down. And then this pit bull listen and then lay down until you say, sick him, boy, sick him. The rabbi said, oh, no, they don't come here anymore. You have to go all the way in the deep part of the sea to see them, because the Most High told them to go stay there. And then when the time is right, they will come back again. Those things are not mythical. They are real. The good rabbi, who seems to know all things, told me that the seldom appear now in the Middle Sea. Define the word seldom. Seldom. He said, the seldom appear now in the Middle Sea. He said, it's like it appear in the middle of the sea, but it's very, very far. And the furthest you can go, okay? You can find them. They don't come to the shore anymore, because rarely. He said you will rarely see them, but they're very far. Seldom mean rarely, something you don't see that much. You know why? Why would you use the word rarely? That means this thing, the Leviathan, you know what happened, brothers? The Leviathan, not so often, not something you see the way you used to see it. Seldom. That means if you use the word rarely, that means the Leviathan used to be seen by every single mariner. Every single person that on a boat, they can pass and they see the Leviathan poke his head out there, because that thing is as big as a freaking country. And then they say, you can go to this land. The eyes of the Leviathan can see 360 degrees. We showed you in the South Pole, there's a giant beast like a snake that wrapped around South Pole and guarded it like an egg. You can see the eyes, the snout, you can see the tail. It wrapped around it, protecting the South Pole. That's why they can't go there. We've seen it. We showed it to you. It's in Google Map. You may not want to believe it for the newcomers, but this thing is there. Okay, that means the Leviathan was all over the place. When you read all those books, brothers, you like, what the hell? This thing was very common. Seeing a Leviathan, brothers, is like seeing a freaking shark today. Yes, brother Raymond, it is protecting Antarctica. That's why they can go in there. There's some. Do you know what power it would take to lift a freaking snake that is as heavy as a freaking country to show you to go in there? Do you know what? You know the feat, the magical feat it will take you to lift a snake that is as big as the state of Texas. Do you know what that is? Don't fool yourself, man. Those things are real and they are here. At Gaza, we stopped 2 days. We entered the gateway of which Samson carried away the gates, and I was shown the hill 2 miles of the southeast where he left them. Woo! Brothers, give the Most High praises, man. Glory unto the Most High, man. They stopped in Gaza for 2 days, brothers. And then she said she stopped where Samson, aka the black Superman, the Hercules, the swagger child. Samson carried the gate. Do you know, brothers, do you know what it is to carry the gates of the city for 2 miles? Most of you can even carry the door of your house for 2 miles. Most of you can even carry a chair. Samson carried the gates. I don't know where this story is. It probably from the book of George, but Samson carried the gates, okay? Excuse me. Samson carried the gates on his shoulders, okay? And then he dropped them 2 miles away. And they can still see the gate. Brothers, do you know what it is? The scale they used to make the gate of a city. Do you know when the soldiers come to in the book of, and if you watch the movie Lord of the Ring, when the ox get to the gate, they cannot enter the gate. They had to bring some type of flaming mouth a metal type of thing to break the gate. You know how big and tall those gates are, how heavy those gates are. Samson carried 2 of them in his shoulders and then dropped them 2 miles away. All praises to the Most High, man. All praises, man. Can you imagine the 2 gates of the city? He carried them 2 miles and then he dropped them over there. You see how tall those things are. Like, you will need a helicopter. Whatever, man. All praises, man. So many other places of interest were shown to me, especially the field which our path led across, where he put the Philistine host, which much slaughter. A lion's cave was also pointed out to me, out of which came the lion which Samson slew, and upon he made his famous riddle. Okay, can anybody tell us about the riddle of Samson? George, can somebody put this here? She get to the place where Samson beat the crap out of the Philistine. And then where the lion, she saw the cave where the lion came out of the cave, and Samson killed the lion. And then he gave the Philistine a riddle. And the Philistine went home for 3 nights, 3 days. They didn't know the riddle. And then it was killing them. And then they sent a whore. Samson was heavily into whoredom. Samson found that the cookie maker, that professional baker. Samson was all about wine and bakery. That's what killed him, though. That's what killed him. Okay. And the professional baker could not get to the heart, but it took Samson's eyes. And we have a Samson in the midst of us. They could not get his heart, but they're trying to take his eyes. Delilah. Honey is sweet, and somebody look in the book of Judge. You can post it there when you find it. Samson says something, honey come out of that was a good riddle. I know what that riddle is. I understand what it is. But till this day, they never understood it until Delilah went to Samson and said, oh, you don't love me. And if you did love me, you would have told me the meaning of the riddle so I can tell my people so they can go to sleep, because you don't love me. All you want to do to me is baking. I'm like some kind of I'm a professional baker, but man, Delilah used to nagging Samson like every single day, so non-stop. Delilah nagging Samson until Samson told her the meaning of the riddle. And then she run and told her people. Okay, the women never love you. They love their people more than anything. All right. Many other places all right. Famous riddle. All right. The dry well into which the 10 patriarchs lowered the prince Joseph. Okay. Remember in the book of Jasher, the 10 brothers took Joseph. Okay, there were 11 of them. Benjamin wasn't born yet. All right. So remember when Joseph was a brat, man. Joseph was a freaking brat. Joseph was very disrespectful. In the book of and the other books, they say something else. Okay, so in the book of Joshua, Joseph was very cocky. Joseph was telling that you see where the Mosai checkmate Joseph. He showed Joseph a dream, and then Joseph saw he was going to be king, but he didn't show Joseph how you going to be king. And Joseph was telling his brothers, yo, y'all niggas better start working on your posture, because one day you're going to kneel in front of me. I'm going to be king. Joseph, JJ, baby, the last child, going to be king. And he was making fun of his brothers, keep telling them, one day you're going to worship me. You're going to kneel in front of me. And then the brother keep telling them, hey, yo, just you look, listen, you just a kid. When was the last time you been in battle? And Joseph was like, I understand you guys save our sister Dina, our sister Dina, and so I'm gonna be king and stuff. Yeah, Joseph was flexing upon them and say, yo, money. And then the 10 patriarchs say, you know what? F you, man. They took him. Reuben told them, hey, don't harm them. But the guys took them, the 9 brothers, and then they dropped in that freaking well, aka the cistern. She was passing over there. She saw that well, all right? The dry well into which the 10 patriarchs lowered the prince Joseph, their brother, was also shown me by our Arab guide, and the rock of which the Ishmaelite told them the pieces of silver. Remember, the Ishmaelites bought Joseph from his brother. And the Mosai was so pissed. The Mosai was so angry. The Mosai set a darkness upon the Ishmaelite for 3 days. Everybody that was walking, they freeze in place. Everybody that was sit, all they can do is sit down. When they say the Mosai sent a darkness to you, it's not a regular darkness. It's a time freeze. The Mosai blinded them, darkened the sun for 3 nights. 3 dark nights, and the Mosai was sending lightning and storm and thunder for 3 straight nights. It petrified the Ishmaelites. They say, you know what? This kid is not regular kid. This is not a slave. Back then, brothers, they know who was a slave and who was not. Joseph was he was a handsome man. He was well fed. Joseph was Jacob's favorite son. Jacob showed favoritism unto Joseph. He loved Joseph above all his son. It happened, brothers. There's one child the parent loved more than the other. The Ishmaelites say, oh, hell no. They went and they practically sell Joseph for free. They bought Joseph for some like 60 silver pieces or whatever. They sold it for $1. They say, well, give us $1, you can take it. And the guy that buy the slave, they look at Joseph and say, this guy is not a slave. First of all, he's well built. His face look well nourished. He doesn't look like a prisoner. They say, look, man, you want this slave or not? Then Potiphar bought Joseph to his house. I fancy the old Arab related the occurrence with more elation. Define that word, elation. E-L-A-T-I-O-N, elation or elation. I fancied, she said, I'm sensing that there was, the Arab, the Ishmaelite fellow, okay? He was the guide. He was the guide to guide them to the desert and stuff like that. So, this Ishmaelite, has that pride in him. He said, he like, well, my ancestor, I don't want to brag, but my ancestor, the Ishmaelite, bought yours. We paid like 60 shekel for him. My people once own your people, so I'm just saying this for a record. We used to own you people. My ancestor bought your ancestors and stuff. Yeah, that's what he was doing. They were very cocky. Okay? Remember, she grew up in Egypt. She doesn't know anything about the place, okay? I fancy the old Arab related the occurrence with more elation than was needful. Yeah, with more excitement, with more joy. She can see that guy, he really because the Ishmaelite bought Joseph, okay, with excitement, with great happiness. He was so happy, like my people, man. My people. no offense, but we used to but if it wasn't for the Ishmaelite, your ancestor would have died and this stuff. And she felt like she's like, okay, whatever, dude. Scum. Anyway, so yeah. Then more elation than was needful, than more than it needed, as it took pride in perpetrating the fact that our noble ancestor had once been the purchased slave of theirs. As if he took pride in perpetrating the fact that our noble ancestor had once been the purchased slave of theirs. The Ishmaelites, the Arabs, they are very cocky, man. And they will tell you probably out of all the Gentiles, the Ishmaelites are the most honest one. They will tell you straight up what happened. They tell you straight up. I met a lot of them, but so far none of them ever lied to me. They know exactly where I am. They told me exactly what happened between them. And guess what? This is what's going on again. This is what he's saying. I noticed several times during the journey that the Ishmaelites of Edom, the city, and our caravan took every occasion to elevate their own race to disparaging the sons of Israel. She never been around them. She grew up in Egypt. But once she started being around those people, she said, I noticed for those guys are finding every little moment to elevate their race above the sons of Israel, showing how good they are. Just till this day. Man, you black people, hey man, we come in the hood. I mean, we ain't Haitian, our countrymen. We come here, we have stores in every corner. We own the liquor store. We success. We made it. While you Negroes, no offense, man, but you guys are killing each other. Okay, and then you blame it on white supremacy. Okay, I came here. I got successful. I opened my own business in your neighborhood. I did better. I'm smart. They are very proud people. And they look for every little, right? Not till up until now, every little second to engorge, to arouse their pride above you. And like, what's up with you, nigga? What's up, man? I own this, I own that, stuff above, and say, you guys ain't shit, because we were going through our trouble. And she saw that. Aben Husuf, our white-bearded chief of the caravan, and award the discussion with Rabbi Ben Israel at Isaac's well, where we encamped, would have it that Isaac was the son of the bound woman and Ishmael the true heir, but disinherited and cast out through the wiles of the bound woman, who would have her own son the inheritor. You see what happened here? During the caravan, where you have all the Ishmaelites coming, and then the people are talking, it's a group of, a caravan can have at least 100, 200, 300, 400 group of people traveling. We know that guy, Abbasis traveled with the 800 men. So doing this old talk and things like that, there is Aben Usuf. So he's one of the Ishmaelites. So he's one of their priests, one of the rabbi of the Ishmaelites. So he got into a little argument, a little exchange of word with Ben Israel, the rabbi. He said, well, people saying things out there, but it was Ishmael that was the true inheritor. It was Isaac that was the son of the bound woman. It was Isaac that was cast away. The blessing went to Ishmael. Till this day, brothers, even though in the Holy Quran, it told them straight up, the blessing is going, it is unto Isaac, not Ishmael, is unto Israel. They know that. The Arabs know that in their holy book, which is not the Quran is not for the Quran has nothing to do with Islam, man. If you read the Quran, you're like, wait, that thing has nothing to do with what I'm saying. The Quran, all those books, they are our book. It told the story. When you're reading the Quran, you say, wait a minute, that thing's telling more story about our people than the Ishmaelites people. It is said in the Quran that the blessing go to Ishmael. And then the rabbi, Abin Usuf told the rabbi, well, it was, but we know it was Isaac that was the son of the bondwoman, and Ishmael was the rightful heir. That is why you people are in a situation. That is why you're a slave now. The women are on top of you, and we Arabs going to rule the world. It's the same thing they say today. How proud those people, talk. They say, well, the reason why you black folks are in this state is because you are from the seed of Ham. You are cursed to be slave forever. It is because you are slave, because you are the God made you like this up until now. Yes, Isaac is the Dondon child. You can't mess with that, man. That's according to my own vain heart. The Dondon child, please put a link in there. It's the most powerful video that I ever done. Well, the most I did it to me. That's the video that brought me the ultimate peace. The Dondon child, Isaac, the gift that the Most High gave to Sarai and Abraham. That was the video that brought me the ultimate peace. And it made me know that there'll be no Jacob's trouble. And then that's when I find out that I have a great relationship with the Archangel Raphael, which came in and woke me up and woke a lot of the nation up, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. And then we start noticing the angels. We literally start noticing them. After Raphael came in, we noticed Gabriel. How do we notice Gabriel? Anybody can tell us how Gabriel was letting the whole world, letting the Israelites know the Most High sent him and say, hey, we are in step number 9. Okay? Anybody know what was Gabriel was putting around the world? People like, oh, this is like, oh, people are doing this, and so we know it was the Archangel Gabriel who was doing this, man. This video brought me peace. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Sister Maria Baptist, and Sister Deju. What? No, wait, that's Brother Deju. Deju Spencer. Okay, the menhir, through the menhir. Through the menhir in the book of Daniel, when we would the menhir brought us to the. You see, the menhir had nothing to do with this. It's the goat, the ram, that the Most High beamed the information into our head, and we know that was the Archangel Gabriel putting those monoliths around. Let us know that judgment is here. The ram and all of them was going to be judged. And then the Archangel Michael came in through the ley line. Once you get the information about the ley line, we know Michael was here. And in every single video that we make, brothers, you always see the name Michael. That means he's here. Okay? Michael came in a great day of darkness, and it is a day of darkness. Well, not for us, but to them. DMX, 423. All those. DMX was a messenger of the Most High. And DMX message was Exodus 1:7. That was his message. After he delivered the message, the Most High called him home. But most people won't see this. Most people will see him as a carnal man. But his message tells us straight up, not only you will inherit the land, you will overrun them over this land. You will populate the entire land. Okay? So we give the Most High praises. Yes. And glory. All right. But of course, I was too well instructed in the history of my fathers to give heed to such fable. Though the Arabs all took part with their chief and contended it for the truth of what he asserted as warmly and zealously as the learned rabbi did for the truth of his own side. You see what she said here? She said, That she said that she did the exact same thing that we are doing here. She said, of course, I am well learned. My dad taught me about our history. I don't even pay attention to them because I know all they are saying is nothing but massive dog hash bull crap. This is all hash. I don't. She said, like, she brushed her shoulders and she said, whatever, Negro. She moved on. The morning after the last day of our journey, we caught sight of the sea of Sodom and Gomorrah. At a great distance to the east, how many pulsing quicken it at beholding that fearful spot marked by the wrath of YAHAWAH. Well, they put Jehovah in there. Brothers, sisters, understand this. The spot where Sodom and Gomorrah, ask me where it is, I have no idea. There are many stuff online. I have no idea. I speak with one of the people over there that we have in the Holy Land, and then they then brought me to this place. They say, you see that place? That's where it happened. I don't know. Some say it happened, yes, thank you. She did not engage. That's good. So she was passing, brothers, where the thing of Sodom Gomorrah happened. When she saw the place, and the rabbi said, you see that place that you see? This is what happened. At the moment, she had a panic attack. Well, they didn't call it a panic attack. What they call it, her pulse quickening. Okay, pulse quickening, or at beholding the fearful spot where the wrath of YAHAWAH. She had a panic attack when she saw the place, and her heart was beating. She was frightened. She's like, damn, our God is horrible. This guy is terrible. Look what he did. She saw the place, brothers. Palpitation. Her heart was beating so fast. She was so fear. And she was so scared. She sent a prayer to the Most High. Say, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Forgive my father. Forgive my ancestor. Forgive all of us. She was deathly afraid of this place, man. Where YAHAWAH sent the great furnace as on that fearful day when they were destroyed, with all that beautiful surrounding plain, which we are told was vast garden of beauty. Okay, Sodom and Gomorrah is very beautiful. How calm and still lay now that sluggish sea beneath a cloudless sky, because that atomic bomb that the Most High dropped in there. Okay, we have it in the book of the Secrets of the Lost Race. Whenever the Most High want me, and I will bring it. But right now, let's go to this. We held it in sight many hours, and once caught a glimpse of the Jordan north of it. Looked like a silver thread, yet near as it appeared to be, I was told it was a good day journey for a camel to reach its shore. After losing sight of this melancholy lake, oh, she glad. She like, I'm so glad I passed this place. Woo! The glassy sepulchre of cities and their countless dwellers. Our way lay along narrow valleys of sometimes, when all at once, on reaching eminence, Jerusalem appeared like a city rising out of the earth. So now she passed Sodom and Gomorrah, and then now she's reaching the former glorious city, Jerusalem. She starts seeing the city rising out of the earth, okay, because the way they were traveling. I mean, not literally, but yeah. Okay. I cannot, my dear Father, describe to you my emotions on beholding the holy city. They have been experienced by millions of our people. They were similar to your own as you related to them to me. All the past with its mighty men when walk with YAHAWAH come up to my mind, overpower me with the amazing weight. This is very important, what she just said here. She said, Father, when I come upon the city, when I'm approaching the city which is rising out of the earth, I saw the splendor of it. I felt, anybody tell me what she felt? Anybody catch what she said? She felt, I felt some type of energy when I am at this specific spot, this specific place. I felt something move upon me. I imagine that the millions of our men walking, the weight of millions of them walking. Remember, bro. Thank you, brother Maiwan. Thank you, brother Maiwan Maria. The ley line. She felt the ley line. She felt the energy bursting into her, and she wake up. She felt the ley line, the power. That is why certain place you go, you can literally feel the ley line, such as when you go in the white neighborhood, like, damn, it feel good to be here. But when you go back in the hood, you're like, God damn it, like, oh man, I feel horrible. That's the energy of the ley line. Remember when she said the weight of millions of us. Remember, brothers, in the book of the throne of David, when our people came from Egypt, 3 millions of them, they came upon the city of Jericho. They were marching, 3 million marching and sick. Every time they step, it's an earthquake. Those people bring the earth tremble until they get the king of Jericho was drinking a wine, and he noticed that in the wine there were waves coming out of the wine. He saw wave, and then he heard groom, 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 groom. And then when they run, they look out. They saw a mass. It's like a look massive of ants coming towards the city. The people were so enormous, they wrapped around the city like a giant freaking anaconda. And then they were constricting the city. They were walking. And at the end, Michael came out of the sky. The archangel Michael stayed in the midst of the people. Michael was so tall that his head reached the cloud. He could actually see inside of the city. And Michael pulled up the sword, brother. And then he pointed the sword at the city. And then an energy come out of the sword, while the ancestors, 3 million of them, in one force, one unison, scream. And then the power come out of Michael, a sword, the beam, the tractor beam hit the wall. Bam! And then it went all around the wall, and all the wall crumbled. And then Michael said, I talk like a giant freaking. It's so Michael was so taught, brothers. It's when you read the story, say, why nobody never brought this to us? That's the day she was talking about. She said she felt some stuff when she got there. The whole history of the sacred, we talk about that in the book of Throne of David. I made a bootleg playlist. I'm gonna make another playlist. If you could find the story, please put the video in there. Okay, that was probably the second video. The whole history of the sacred place washed to my memory and compelled me to bow my head and worship and adore the sight of the temple where God once, alas, why does he no longer visit earth in his holy house? Okay, this is page 16. Forgive me, page 16. Dwelt in the flaming Shekinah, and make known the oracle of his will. Okay, this is very important, right? This is probably one of the most emotional, part of this page, of this chapter. She said she saw the sight of this great city, and she said, damn it, alas, why did the Messiah abandon us? Why is he not dwell in the city? Because the Messiah back then, he's physically, brothers, in the midst of Israel. He's there. His presence is here. You can feel the presence of them, just like we feel it now. Well, certain one of us. And she cried. She may put her head down. She said, why did you abandon us, Father? Why is it that you don't come here, you dwell with us and break bread with us? Tell us stories of other planets, other places that you created, other human, other being that you made. We don't know. Why did you abandon us? Okay. She said, why he no longer visit the earth. Let me read it for you. Alas, why does he no longer visit earth in his holy house? Guess what? Beloved sister Adina, in the spiritual realm, there is a holy visitation upon this earth now, and the Most High is in his house. Yea, there is a holy visitation. Back then, the earth was not visited by the Most High. The Most High left us because we were stiff-necked people. And she was in great sorrow. She said, why did he left? He abandoned us. She said, why didn't he come over there and tell his oracle? Again, brothers, please don't be sending me email or Big Levi. This is witchcraft. Oracle is like Greek and stuff, Greek word. Look, please. His oracle, his priest, his men and women. The priests, they are priests and priestess. Okay? Levite and Levitess. You don't tell the Most High what to do. I could see the smoke of the evening sacrifice ascending to the skies, and I inwardly pray YAHAWAH to accept it for me and thee. This is very important. When she was coming upon the city, she saw the smoke of the evening sacrifice. The Levites were still sacrificing during this time. Remember, the women overrun the city. The women were all over the city, and then the soldiers were there. And then they were in the midst, and then they were still doing sacrifice. Okay, they were still doing sacrifice to the Most High. And when she saw the smoke going through, and she prayed, the great and horrible and terrible God, she said, please accept this sacrifice for me and my father. But will the Most High accept it? That's the thing. Will the Most High have respect on your prayer? Will he accept it? Will he? We'll know further. As we approach the city, several interesting spots where you point out to me, and I was bewildered with the familiar and sacred localities, which I had known hitherto only by reverential reading of the prophets. She said, when I get to the city, Daddy, I saw all those places, all those mighty sacred places that the prophets was talking about in the book. That means she know, well, she's the daughter of a Levite anyway. We know the daughters of the priests, whether they were Egyptian or any of the priests, they know how to read and they know all the stories. She said, I saw all those places that the prophets were talking about. Say, Daddy, I know you saw those things, but I see them. They were right in front of me. Okay, so she said, it seems to me that I was living in the days of Isaiah. This is how powerful it was. It seems to me I was living in the day of Isaiah and Jeremiah, as places associated with their names were shown me rather than in generation to which I properly belong. Indeed, I have lived only in the 3 days I have been in Jerusalem, constantly consulting the sacred historian to compare places and scene where their accounts, and to verify each with holy awe and inward delight that must be felt to be understood. Listen, brothers, okay? But dear Father, you have yourself experienced all this and therefore can understand my emotion. She said, I only been in the city for 3 days, but I am seeing the places. I felt like I'm in the time of Isaiah and Jeremiah. When I go around and I consulted with the historian and stuff, they are telling me things and showing me place. I feel certain emotion only you can feel when you are in the place. When you were telling me those stories, I could not feel them unless I was there, because the place are bind with the energy of the ley line. When you get there, the story, the history, the past is still in the ley line. She felt some type of energy. She said, you can only feel this type of thing when you are in this place. That's what she meant, okay? We entered the city just before the 6th hour of the evening and were soon at the house of our relative Amos the Levite. 6 hours, 4 hours until the 10th hour. 6 hour in the evening. That means it was at night when she get there. Really late. I was received. She get to the Amos, brother Amos the Levite. Okay, I was received as if I had a daughter claimed to their embraces, with the luxurious with which they surrounded me and my gorgeously furnished apartment. I am sure they meant to tempt me to forget the joys of the dear home I had left. So when she got to the house of the Amos the Levites, they gave her a beautiful apartment. Okay, they gave her an apartment to stay in. They furnished the whole thing is beautiful, top notch quality. She got a whole apartment for herself, beautiful. And then she said, like, if you when they receive me as they will receive their own daughters. They make it to me that they make the room, the experience for me to forget my home to make this my new home. That's what she said. The rabbi Amos and his family all desire to be commended to you. Okay, they send the regard, all right? They send the love. As it is his course to serve in the temple, I do not see much of him, but he seems to be a man of piety and benevolence and greatly love his children. He said, I don't see brother Amos, Rabbi Amos, that much, because he always busy doing the work of the Lord. Okay, because he was a Levite, but he seems a good man. He's very pious. He respect God. Of course, he was a Levite. Listen to this, all right? This is page 18. For those of you who know where we at, page 18, you got work to do. I have been once to the temple. Its outer court seems like a vast caravanserai or marketplace, being thronged with the men who sell animals for sacrifice, which crowded all parts. Thousands of doves in large cages were sold on the side, and on another were stalls for lambs, sheep, cows, and oxen, the noise and bleating of which, with the confusion of tongues, made the place appear like anything else the temple of Yahawah. Matthew 21:12-13. And YAHAWAH went into the temple. And let me see. And YAHAWAH went into the temple of God and cast out all of them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the table and the money changer and seat of them that sold dove. That's where she got to. Matthew 21:12-13. She saw the temple from far. When she got there, she saw all sort of things was going on over there. She's gonna tell you what she saw, all sort of thing, confusion of tongue. Hey, I got this. Hey, nigga, what's up with you? I got this oil over there. You rub it on your third leg. I can promise you'll have the strongest third leg, and also the same oil you can cook and feed your wife and your children with it. Come over here. I have the best thing. I have the look at this oil water for 24 hours, and you could not get into the temple because you know why? The woman, the Levite, they allowed that. Well, the Most High allowed it. They defiled the place, the holy place where the Most High come, and now people come to worship. They defiled it. Brothers, it was like a flea market loaded with scum. Do you know what that is when you got a bunch of beasts like cows and oxen and freaking buffalo and animal over there? They'll poop there. Pigs, they're selling everything. It's become a marketplace. They defile the place. That's the Most High. Let this happen. This is Matthew 21:12-13, all right? It appears like desecration. You know what the word desecration means? It appears like desecration to use the temple thus. It says like this is a full disrespect to the Most High, man. The way you guys use this thing. And that's not all that was going on over there. It's a market, all right? It's a market, all right? They sell all kind of stuff over there, all right? Give me a second, okay? It's a market, all right? Excuse me. And seems to show that holy awe of God's house that's once characterized our ancestor. I was glad to get safely through the bazaar. You know what a bazaar is? Glad to get through the bazaar, which on the plea of selling the sacrificer victims to the altar, allows on the color thereof every sort of traffic. You catch my drift? Anybody catch my drift here? On reaching the woman's court, I was sensible of being in the temple by the magnificence which surrounded me, which what I bow my head in the direction of the Holy of Holies. I never felt before so near to God. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Give me a second. Listen to what she said. I was glad to pass safely through the bazaar, which won the plea of selling to sacrificer victims for the altar, allows under color thereof every sort of traffic, prostitution, drug selling, weapon selling, all those stuff were going on right there. That's what she said. That's what she meant. And she's going to explain it to you. There were a lot of, brother, well, little ones, but there were bakery there. There was a lot of bakery right there. And some dude come and buy some cookie right cheap, right in front of the temple. She baked this damn cookie right there in front of everybody. Well, they put a little tent there to get inside, and then all the dough and stuff. They bake this thing right there. They were selling people. They were selling slaves. They were buying things, selling poison, selling sword. There were hitmen over there. You will hire a hitman to put a hit on. So all sort of things were there. On reaching the woman's court, I was sensible of being in the temple by the magnificence which surround me, which would I bow my head in the direction of the Holy of Holies. I never felt before so near to God. Clouds of incense floated above the head of the multitude, and rivers of blood flowed down the marble steps of the altar of burnt offering. But did the Most High have respect unto those offerings? Understand this, brothers. Those people were doing this thing. They were like sacrificing in the temple and thinking like the Most High will have respect, while the heart of the temple is so dirty. All sort of things were going on out there. All sort of stuff. That's why YAHAWAH, when he got there, he overthrew the table. He beat the... When they say he overthrew the table, he kicked their asses. YAHAWAH went over there and beat the crap out of them. Or you think because you sacrifice a lamb, the blood fell and all that, you think the Most High will accept it while your heart is so dirty? There are all sort of things going on in your heart. You don't clean the temple was dirty. That's the metaphor here. She saw the Holy of Holies. She was a pious woman. She bowed her head, she prayed. But she saw all the kind of stuff. It angers her, okay? Alas, how many innocent victims bleed every morning and evening for the sins of Israel? Okay, when they say victim, brothers, they mean the animals. That's what it is, all right? Victims, that's what that is, animals, all right? Let's see. You say, alas, how many of those victims bleed for the sin of Israel? And she questioned, what a sea of blood has been poured out in the ages that have passed. What a strange, fearful mystery that the blood of an innocent lamb should atone for sins I have done. There must be some deeper meaning in these sacrifices, dear Father, yet unrevealed to us. All praises to the Most High, man. This woman was anointed by the Most High. She said, when I saw all those victims, those lambs being sacrificed, but what is it? This is a strange thing that a lamb, the blood of a lamb will atone and pay for my sin. Father, there must be something deeper than what I'm seeing with my eyes. There must be something that go deeper and have much more better meaning than this. Remember, the true limb or whatever having the spiritual limb is still walking around. They don't know him. They don't know. They have no idea what this guy is. He haven't been revealed yet. Brothers, this is from this book. This is not from me. Okay, and she's standing there. She said there must be some type of things in there. We must. It has to. There's something deeper in there, but it haven't been revealed unto us yet. Okay. As I was returning from the temple, I met many persons walking and riding who seems to be crowded out of the gate of some unusual errand. She said when she done finished visiting the temple, when she got out, she saw a group of people that are moving outside of the gate of the city in a weird way. Like, where are you people going? It seems like a cloud of people run up or walking. They're like, hey man, we gotta go. Let's go. Let's go. It's gonna be here. Let's go. And then she's like, what's going on here? What's going on here? What happened? I have since learned that there is a very extraordinary man, a true prophet of YAHAWAH. It is believed by many who dwells in the wilderness 15 miles eastward near Jordan, and who preaches with power unknown in the land since the day of Elijah and Elisha. It is to see and listen to this prophet that so many persons are daily going out of Jerusalem. He lives in a cave, feeds on plants or wild honey, and drinks only water. All praises to the Most High, man. That is why it was revealed unto Elizabeth, the mother of this. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know. Matthew 3:4. For those of you who know what to do, page 19, Matthew 3:4. He lives in a cave, feeds on plants or wild honey, and drinks only water, while his clothing is the skin of a lion, at least such is the report. Matthew 3:4. And the same John as his raiment of camel's hair and a leathern girdle about his loin, and his meat was locust and wild honey. I hope he's a true prophet of heaven, and that God is once more about to remember Israel. But the days of the prophets have long passed away, and I fear this man is only an enthusiast, but his influence over all who listen to him is so remarkable that it would seem, and one has almost the courage to believe that he is really endowed with the spirit of the prophets. Farewell, dear Father. Let us ever pray for the glory of Israel, your affectionate Adina. All praises to the Most High. Beloved, we're done with the first letter. Give the Most High praises and glory. Tomorrow we'll go in letter 2. We'll go in letter 2 tomorrow. We just finished the first letter. Give the Most High all praises. All glory to the Most High. All praises. Now, upon her getting out of the city, she saw a bunch of people running around and going around. And she asked them, what's going on here? They said, there's a prophet that God sent. He lives 15 miles outside the city, and we're all going to go over there to hear the word of the Lord. Okay? That was an amazing news. And then she's like, what? But it is saying Elisha and Elisha was the last prophet. Who is this guy? You say, well, we don't know. We heard that he lives in a cave. He drinks only water. And then his meat, he eat plants. And then his meat was locusts and wild honey. When the Most High revealed unto Elizabeth, the mother of this fellow, he told, well, he revealed unto the Wakim. Wait a minute. Am I getting this right? Was it Drakim, the father? Who was the father of this man? Well, whoever the father was. When the angel come up upon the father, he said, listen, I come in peace. Because the Mosai abandoned them for a long time. Okay, and then the angel came in upon Elizabeth, the mother of this fellow, and then the father. He told them, peace be with you. The Mosai sent me. And then they bow down. And he said, Elizabeth, you are going to carry a child. He makes sure that not one drop of wine come upon his lips. Because the prophet had a problem with wine. You know that? Did you guys know that? You guys know the prophet had a problem with wine and baking. Zacharias, that was his name? Okay, Zacharias. I believe Joachim was the mother of Mary, but Zacharias, I believe. And then he said, you will have a son. This son will be born filled with the Holy Ghost. He will be the spearheaded of this great movement that is coming. Make sure you never drink any wine. Make sure he never get involved with anything else. And Zechariah stood there and said, you lie. I don't believe you. And then the angel turned around and said, what did you say? He said, I don't believe you. God haven't spoken to us in a while. Why you say God is now talking, and out of all the people, he took the lowest of us. He took me and my wife, Elizabeth. I don't believe you. And the angel looked at him and said, because you don't believe. The moment your wife get pregnant, you will spend the whole pregnancy being deaf, dumb, and blind. Elizabeth got pregnant with this fellow, and Zacharias could not talk. He could not. He become catatonic. Is that a real word? Catatonic. Anybody define this word? Catatonic. Is that what that is? I don't want to say hish. You will not be able to talk. You're gonna become deaf, dumb, and blind. You're gonna become spaced out, base, confused, comatose, dumb. Well, this is a dumb idol. If you worship this can't do anything. This is dumb. Because Zacharias, it's not his fault, brothers. You have to understand the Mosai. Well, they abandoned the Mosai, but to make this make sense, you know, the Mosai abandoned them for so long, hundreds of years, brothers. And he feel like, you lied. No way. Because of what the sin of Yahshua had done is so bad that the Mosai permanently abandoned us. Unresponsive, catatonic, okay? Off or in an immobile or unresponsive stupor. The Mosai literally lobotomized Zacharias. He could not say anything. The moment he did the holy deed with his wife, anointed the bedroom with her, and then that said, the moment he blasted in, he put the bread, he molded the dough, put it inside the oven, that said he didn't know that he's gone. The Mosai lobotomized him because he doubted the Mosai. Brothers, when somebody says something to the Mosai, it sounds so big, so magical. You do not go against this brother. You do not go against this sister. Brother talking about a video of Leviathan and stuff. I don't know anything about that, but I will not say it doesn't exist. If I see it, it moves my spirit. I give the Most High praises and glory. But if it doesn't, I leave it to the Most High. I say, Most High, Father, I need more proof. I need more plan. Do not go to the Most High and tell him lies. This and that. And Elizabeth become pregnant with this fellow that was filled with the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit was the second, well, the Holy Spirit was the spiritual mother to this guy. And then they are going to see this guy 15 miles away from the city. This is very symbolic. This guy did not go in the city and preaching, hey, you scumbag, hey, stop doing that, stop doing that. No, he went 15 miles away from the city. And then he wait until a great man is sending him his sheep. You don't go to those people and tell them, subscribe to your channel, follow me. You put the video out, you go away from the city, and the children of the Lord, they will come. They will willingly subscribe. They will willingly be here and listen. Hundreds of them are getting out of the city to go 50. You know what that is, to walk 15 miles? Do you know what that is? To walk 15 miles to go see somebody, some prophet. Prophets haven't been walking in the midst of the people for 400 years, for hundreds of years. Do you know what that is? When people heard there's a true man of the Lord, and they will test this man told them, test the spirit. They were brothers. There were so many prophets out there, so many dudes saying, I'm a prophet, God sent me, hey, all this stuff, give me money, give me this, give me that. You will see a true man of the Lord. You will hear it in his soul. You will see the spirit literally in his eyes. That is why this man did not go in the city. He stayed away from the city. He wait. He find one person. He told one. That one person was so happy, go home, tell the whole family. Family happy. They went over there. They meet. They keep coming back. More people are coming. More people are coming. Literally, the city is empty out the city. He's drawing the people out of the city because the city of the Lord is being co-opted, perverted. That's your job, to be like these men. You don't chase the people, you let the people chase the word. You don't try to save the people, you let the word save the people. In the beginning, there was the word, and the word was with the Lord and all that. You let it save the people. You stay out of it. It's out of your power. You don't go around and then be proud talking about this and that. Oh, I'm bringing this unto you. You ain't bringing Hish unto people. The Messiah is bringing this unto them. He's bringing them unto the word. He's bringing the word unto them. Just do the work and the Messiah will do the rest. The people that he wants, they will gladly be coming here. They'll be gladly go to another brother channel. They will gladly listen. The one that don't want, the Messiah will put the spirit on them. They will say things. They will send emails. They will send type little silly things. They will say silly stuff. They will make silly little videos. Then the Messiah rejected them. They are still in the city. The one that are in the wilderness going to see this man, those are the one that the Messiah want. The one that hear the voice of the shepherd, they understand it. They say, this is the word of our master, which is not that guy, it's just the word. And they will run toward it with gladness. Say, wait, YAHAWAH didn't abandon me? Are you telling me there will be no Jacob's trouble? I am saved. All praises to the Most High. I'm so happy. Those are the people that you want. The one that came in, what the hell this dude is talking about? No Jacob's trouble and stuff, earthly mother and stuff like that. Hey man, F you, man. My man is better. Those are the ones that are still stuck in the city. Leave them there. The one that is so happy the Messiah is here protecting them. He's in the midst. He's doing all of this. Wait, you mean to tell me all those hurricane and stuff it's the work of my Father? It's not the work of men. The elites are not doing this. They don't have this power. All praises to the Most High. All praises. I'm walking towards him. Those are the people. Stay 15 miles away from the city. Stay away from them. You don't have to go in the city and try to save people. Hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear? Hey, man, yo, Negro, you're messing up my stuff here, man. I'm trying to sell this goat to those goat bangers over there. and this cow to the cowbangers, and then you coming over there and then tell me about some dude and eating wild honey. Get the hell out of here, man. I'm trying to, hey man, don't mess with me. I'm selling cookies here. The people in the city don't give a damn about your word because they're too busy with what's going on in the city. They have everything good for them in the city. They don't care about you. They don't care about the word. The word cannot be preached in the city. It has to be preached outside of the city. The people that hear it, they will tell another one. The spirit will move upon them. They will get the hell out of the city. Come out of here, my people. They will literally come out of that city. And then they will come and listen to the word. They will accept it. They may go back to the city, but not with the same mindset. They may live in the city, but they are not of the city. All praises to the Most High. That is why, brothers, those of you that listen and obey and shut your mouth and give the Most High praises and glory, whether you understand something, you don't understand, that means the Most High wants you, he need you. The one that go against the book of Mormon, the book of the Bible, or the books, this book, or it was written by white men and stuff like that, those are the rejects. Whether they wear fringes, they don't wear fringes, the Most High doesn't want them. People think that because they know the truth, they automatically are 1/3. Telling you if I'm 1/3, I'm a liar. I have no idea what I am. I'm just here to do the Most High work. A lot of guys take things upon themselves. They are the elects and stuff. You'll know the Most High elect. You'll know the Most High elect. A lot of guys, we are the 144,000, our camp only. And you have specific brothers out there that the Most High anointed. They can look a video, they can look upon a guy and say, this guy is one of the elect. I can feel something in him. I can feel something in her. They are the elect. The Most High put specific people out there that tell you who are the elect. This guy's job is not who tell you who's not the elect. He told you, congratulations, you are one of them. Because the Most High put the spirit on him to recognize and watch people. People think like being the elect is being awake. You know what's going on. No, it's being chosen by the Most High. And it's only a few remnant of us that actually come out of the city. Brother, my sole purpose is just to do the Most High will. The hell with everything else, man. I told you I'm not worrying about going to no kingdom, man. If I made it, I made it. My only worry is to do his will. He will decide if I'm going to get there or not. Because I know in the bottom of my heart, I can't do this work, man. I'm not a good person. I'm not a trustworthy. But when it comes to the Most High, man, I have to do this. Beloved, has everybody got some clarification on what's going on here? Tomorrow, we'll see if we can take some more of that thing, and then we will go until we finish the book like we did with multiple book. Everybody got some type of clarity. Everybody got some type of lesson here about the Leviathan, the behemoth. Those things were real. And now, brothers, you are listening to the Gentiles. They are saying that those things can only be, you see, now, pay attention. The Gentiles are not saying that, well, the Illuminati have some type of weapon they are testing down there. The elite are testing a weapon they took out of those submarine and those stuff. The Illuminati, the one who said Bill Gates got this weapon called again, direct energy weapon, or UDEW, underwater direct energy weapon, and they are taking the submarine. They are not saying this, brothers. They are saying the Leviathans doing that because they realize their lies. The stuff they are saying out there were a bunch of lies and they are not working. They know the truth. There are certain animals down there. There are a group of people that live underwater, under the sea. We told you that story and we're going to tell you again. For those of you who remember that story about this fellow, this Haitian fellow, he's a diver, okay? He went to a specific mission. If I'm lying after this guy. I'm telling you what he told us, what he said out of his own mouth. When the Most High say, woe to the inhabited that on the earth and the one that in the sea. Anybody remember this verse, Revelation? Woe to the inhabitant of the earth that dwell on the earth and in the sea. That means there are a group of people that live in the sea. Whether they are under the sea, above the sea, they are there. And we have plenty evidence, brothers, to books, to people that are saying, we know what happened. Now, let's tell this story for the people that don't know this, for the new people. There was a fellow, he's on YouTube, but he speak Creole. He said, this is according to him, not according to me. He said, again, brothers, listen to me. Whatever thing you heard about the marine kingdom coming from Christian, that's not what that is. Yes, there is a kingdom there, but the Christian make it seems that this kingdom is so evil. There is a land under the earth. This land, for those of you, you know what this land is. The same thing they say about America. Oh, the land is America is so evil and stuff like. No, that the system is evil. The land is not evil. The marine kingdom that live on this sunken continent. Revelation 12:12. Therefore, rejoice ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Why did he say the earth and of the sea? He could have said the earth. That's where we all live. Nope, they made it specific. The earth and of the sea. Thank you, beloved sister Renana. Atlantis. And for those of you who just get here, that this whole thing, it blow your mind. Yes, they living in our cities, just like they live in our land here. Some of them are down there. They may not look like the typical people that you saw. Remember, the guy went over there. He went on a mission, a super mission. Okay, he was a diver. There was a group of them that went down there, and they were in a submarine. All right, and they gave them each of them technologies and little. Forgive me, Father, for saying this word. They give each of them little devices. Okay, so now in their devices, for instance, they give them some sort of watch and some sort of cell phone that is attached to their hips. And this little device, if there is any proximity coming close to them, it will trigger an alarm. And then when they look in the watch, it will say Barracuda. That means this vibration that's coming from this thing that are approaching you is a Barracuda. Is no threat, is a shock, is a whale. Okay, they have devices on this. Anybody do we have any diver here? Anybody used to dive? Kind of some kind of white people stuff going on here. You know, now we find out why you white folks like to go diving, not for fish, but to see certain things. Any Gentiles in the midst listening to the good word of the Lord may want to give the Most High glory by saying, yes, he's a diver. Anybody here? We drink, give the Most High praise by telling him you were a diver. Well, snorkeling and diving are not the same thing. Diver go deeper. Okay, freshwater diving. Brother Philip did freshwater, not professional. Nah, I want professional diver. The guys that go deep, like they go places regular people cannot go. Okay, anybody can go that deep? Really? Oh, Lori Patterson says she was a diver. All praises to the Most High. Thank you for giving the Most High glory by confirming this. So, this scuba diver, they went sauna. Is that what they call it? Well, whatever it is. Oh, Sister Davida says she's stuck with the bathtub. That's I'll stuck with the pool. Thank you very much. I won't go that far. So, brothers, this guy is a diver. Okay, so they took a group, the best of the world. They took anybody that go diving or divers can telling you, okay? 80 feet deep, that's good. But that guy, they go someplace, they dive so far. They take the best of the divers. They build them a special submarine. And then they go on a specific place that they find there are some kind of energy coming there. And then they build them a special suit, they build them special thing, and then they dive there. That's according to the guy. I am not making this up. So when he got there, it was a group of them. I'll say, for lack of, I can't remember the number, but I'll put the holy number in it. 12 of them. They sent the 12 of the best down there. It's not 12, but I'm just saying 12. So when they get down there, when the submarine get there, then the submarine, there's a depth that the submarine cannot go, and then it stopped. Then they give them a pressurized suit, a special high technology, high devices suit. So in this suit, there are devices that can tell you what's ahead of you, what's proximity next to you. You can see it. While they were diving, brothers, and then they look in the devices, they count the people, the life form that going around. The device keep telling them, and all of a sudden, everything turned off. The submarine turned off when they were going to the specific where they were following this dot in the devices, and everything shut off. And then when everything shut off, they saw a giant light. And then during this light, they saw a beautiful. You see how you are very far, or when you are in an airplane of traveling at night, you look in the window, you see the city. You see the city, brothers. They saw a city, magnificent, beautiful, high-tech city. And then they see a group of, it's like a group of animal coming. Their devices could not detect it because they turned off. And then they saw a group of being coming unto them. And this is how he described the being. He said they were very, very, very peaceful, because the way they look, there was a panic. The 12 men, women that were with them, men and women that were with them, they were panicking. They were trying to flee. And then they sent some type of energy wave upon them and calmed them down. And then they took them. And then they take them to the city. And when they get to the city, they told them, you can't be here. You're not supposed to be here. Leave, never come back. We will not keep you prisoner. We will not kill you. We won't do you any harm. But you cannot come here. They took them. They hold them for a little while. They interview them. Certain things he said, I cannot say it because they put me under orders not to say those things. And then they put them in the submarine. They did something to the submarine. They control it. The submarine turn on, but they have no control over it. And then they send them back. When they get to the place, the shadowy government, we're not gonna go into Illuminati scumbag stuff here. There's a specific people that hold this type of thing. They had the footage, they had the photography, they have the video, they got everything. Thousands video. They let them film them as a proof, as a warning. Technically, I'm sensing the guy say, you cannot come here yet. The covenant is not being fulfilled yet. You're trying to flee this place and come hide here. You cannot hide here. You were given in the land above, we were giving the land below. And you cannot come hide here. We can't go up there and hide over there. You can't come over there and hide here. He is coming. Let him be the judge. So when they let the guy, out of the 12 people that were down there, Somewhere one, three of them survive. Somewhere three of them are people, kind of like right upstairs. The other nine, there is one woman that were there. The other nine, they put them, they locked them up. What they saw with their eyes, they weren't supposed to see it. No, it's not like they are no more. They are still here, but they are not like us. Well, traumatized would be a underwhelmed word to use. One of the women that was there, she gave birth. The child that came out of her, all his skin was scaly. He had gills. He had fin going out of his ear. Do you know what you can see with your fleshly eyes can alter your DNA? That's probably the only way you can alter your DNA. What they saw shocked them. And one of the way they kind of did this on purpose to put the fear and the other one to not coming back over there. This child is still alive, but the child doesn't look like a regular child. For those of you, our beloved sister Lisa Cabrera released a video years ago. Some of you might remember. There is a woman that gave birth to a child in Indonesia or Malaysia. This child was born with two horns in his head. They call him the little devil. And then they asked the mother, why you gonna get surgery and remove this horn? She said, no, he was born like that. That means this woman saw something that was so shocking it altered her DNA. Telling you the truth, from the very first podcast we done, the most I put it in my mind, it says, my son, there are certain things you're not supposed to see with your fleshly eyes. I will show them unto you, though. When I do, it will be all right. When I show them unto our people, they will be all right. But if anybody else gaze upon it, that will be it for them. Out of the 12 people that descend, 3 of them are kind of good. The other rest, they are permanently damaged. You got one of them that screamed all his life because of what he saw there. And he described, he said, those people, he said, what you saw in the TV, they are more terrifying than that. He said, there are men, women, and children. And they got hish that are beyond anything you can call technology. He says certain things that he saw down there, they say, woe unto you. You go to the surface, you declare those things. He said they look terrifying. He said he said he met them multiple times. Said the first time he said there are a group of them, just like there are stage of people. He said the first time he met them, he was trying to run, but he couldn't swim. When he saw them, he was trying, he swim with all his strength. He stayed in one place. That's like running on a treadmill. They did something to him, he could not run until they calmed him down. And they talked to him without their mouth or their lips moving. They just beam thing into his head. He said, that's all I can tell you. They are real. They are down there. He said, there's a beautiful place down there. Now, let me clarify for you people. I'm not saying whatever this dude saw down there is real and stuff. I don't know the story come from him. And I'll tell you what I know, what the Most High has shown unto me through books and certain crappy vision that I'm having, certain things that I'm reading. For those of you who read the book of the Nebuchadnezzar 2 tablet, we have a video on it. It's a very raw book. The book of Lamech of Cain. Please don't send me your silly little email. I don't have time for you trying to telling me the book has sex on it. You don't want to read it because somebody is having sex in there. Please don't have to, if your heart is that pure, you cannot be here. The Messiah is not looking for pure heart. He's looking for tainted, messed up heart so he can purify it. If you're that pure, go back to the church. The one that read this book and multiple other book that we read, we find out there's a group of people that they call the Chaldeans. Although some of the Chaldeans they look like you. And then he says in certain book of Abraham had dealing with the Chaldean, and they actually give you a full description of the Chaldean. And every single book, brothers, the description of the Chaldean, they are some of the Chaldean, they are the Chaldean, they are of amphibian like people. If you watch that movie, Living Waters, what is it by Guillermo del Toro? What is that movie? But if you both of them by Guillermo del Toro, there's one called Hellboy. There's that guy. His name, brothers. Can somebody tell me the guy in Hellboy name? The amphibian like dude, the fish like frog like dude, Shape of Water. Thank you, brother Akira. Shape of Water. Brothers, when you're reading this book, you're like, wait, this is the description of this dude. This is that Hellboy fellow, not the actual Hellboy. This guy that is he's like he walk with him. Give me his name. His name is like weird. Sapien, but give me this first name. That guy name is Abraham Sapien. Because they know Abraham has dealing with those guys. Name of the guy is Abe Sapien. Abraham Sapien. Brothers, this is not, I'm not making this up. You can, all of our previous old videos have all those crap in there. You can watch it. When you're reading the Chaldean, like that guy, Rizier, they say Rizier is frog-like. He's frog-like. He look like a frog is an amphibian animal. He's one of those astrologers. So they give you over there in Haiti, they got many stories which we cannot go into this. Oh, it's already 10:41. Let me see. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. So I'll just do a little quick workout and stuff. There are so many stuff, brothers. So many things we don't know. And it is said that's the prophecy that's come from the people that gave it to us. It's not in the Bible. It's in the book that the brother Big Judah bought. It's called The Relationship Between the Celts and the Ancient Atlantis. Okay? The Riddle of Atlantis. Which one of you watched the video? If you can put the link here, The Riddle of Atlantis, the answer to the riddle. It says, heaven above, heaven below. And whatever is under shall, let me read it for you. I had it here. Oh boy, it's gonna take me a little time to let me see if I can search it. Let me read it. Okay. Heaven above, heaven below, stars above, stars below. All that is over, under shall show. Happy thou who the riddle readest. All praises to the Most High. A very short riddle. But through the Holy Spirit, the Most High show us that's the land. Okay? Let me read it again. Heaven above, heaven below. Stars above, stars below. All that is over, under shall show. Happy thou who the riddle readest. Okay? Happy whoever understand this riddle. The Most High has stuff for you. The same thing that he got there in the heaven, he got them here for you. Okay? For those of you who know this video. Beloved, thank you for being here with us. Okay, yes, this land will rise. That's what they say, brothers. If I'm wrong, I will apologize. I'll publicly come and say, whatever who give me this was a liar, and I lied to you. I made you sin by making you believe this lie. But when it happened, we give all praises to the Most High YAHAWAH. This is not coming from me. It's coming from the ancient one. Okay, the Saint Germains, the guys that been living, the guys that walk with Yahawashi, they are still here. People think like people that walk with YAHAWAH, all of them die. People that walk in they listen to this, they're still walking around us. There are still angels walking around looking like regular people and telling stories, and then you never seen them. And we give you many books, okay? The Man of the Lost Mountain, Negligent. Negligent was telling story that my great grandmother knew when she was a child, and when she came in, not me, my people saw Negligent. They saw him. You got this dude that was telling story when your great grandmother was a little girl, and then he came in like he just looked the same way that your grandmother remember him, and then he keep telling story. And then what his name is weird, and nobody ever known where Negligent from. Those people are still there. They told us the stories. They told us the story of Noah as if they were there during the great flood. They told the story. Like they give you details. You're like, holy hell, I don't find this in the Bible. This is so detailing. But again, we can't go through these things. Brothers, by the great and horrible, terrible power of the Most High vested in me, and he can take it anytime he feel like. Go in peace, brothers. Be at peace, okay? All right, be at peace, brothers. For those of you watched our old videos, okay? Everything that were already being, everything that you are witnessing right now are being done through old stuff. The Most High, remember the month of October, brothers? The month of October was a heavy month. That's when the Most High revealed, I would say, everything that will gonna happen to in 2020, 2021. The Most High bought in October. Heavy books, heavy weight, you know. So, and then we all saying those things with all the stuff, brothers. Again, I'm not trying to intimidate anybody. All those stories that I said, well, the word that I like to use, I swagger jack people. I swagger jack that guy on YouTube. Swagger jack this book. I don't know anything, brothers. I'm not that smart. If you see me having certain talent, it doesn't belong to me. The most I have. Be at peace, brothers. Watch our old videos, and then you may have peace. If they don't eh, do well with you, that's fine. Don't go against the Most High. If you were a subscriber, I said something that is so offensive to you, just unsubscribe. Don't go against the word. Please don't do this. Don't make silly videos and trying to disprove what we are saying. Okay. If you do not understand something, brothers, please, if you have any question, bring the question in a way that is not prideful, in a way that I'm offended. Okay, if something sounds weird, but brother, why did you say this? I thought this mean that. I thought that mean this. I am confused. Can you clarify? Thank you all from all our beloved sister over there in island of Graham. Okay, Sister Karen, peace be upon the sister and the whole island. May the sister offer everybody that live in the island unto the Most High, and may He rescue them. May He rescue them. Brothers, go in peace. All right, I will see you tomorrow, if the Most High willing. At the same time, we will continue the book. Okay, shalom. All praises to the Most High. May the King reign forever.